Welcome to another video. And today I'm gonna be reacting to the teenage millionaire drug lord who outsmarted cartels. I don't know, like last video we watched a video about Pablo Escobar? Oh no, El Chapo, my fault, El Chapo. So I guess this is kinda in line with that video. But I don't know, let's just watch, let's see. Bam.
It's 2015, 3 a.m. in Germany.
Oh, this
A
is
police car
Germany.
rushes through
Okay.
empty streets. On the seat next to him, a strange package from the mail center. At first, it looked normal, but the return address didn't match any real name. He opened it. Inside were gummy bears and a
Ooh.
note.
Well,
But beneath
like,
that innocent surface, ecstasy,
damn.
LSD, and cocaine. Illegal substances. They could have seized it, but instead, they let it keep moving, straight to the parcel locker. Plan was simple.
Oh, to
Watch the
catch it.
drop off, catch the buyer, and follow the trail back to the source.
Yeah,
So officers moved into position.
that's
Two were
smart.
hiding behind a parked car across the street. Another watched from a delivery van down the block.
I mean,
They
I don't
waited.
know.
It was about to get dark.
That look kind of
But then,
mad suspicious.
finally, someone showed
But
up.
I,
He walked up to the locker, took one last look around, then reached out to open it. But something stopped him. The officers
oh,
were confused. Why did he stop? The man wasn't moving, just standing there. It looked like he was staring at
oh
the
shit.
locker, but something was off. Then
Oh,
they realized, in the metal reflection of the locker, he saw them, the police. Suddenly, he started running as fast as he could.
oh shit.
Officers jumped into action,
Oh
chasing through the
shit.
streets, thinking they were about to stop a drug empire before it even started. What they didn't know was that they were already too late. Over 300 packages, just like that one, were already on the move. It looked
Damn.
like the work of a big criminal team. No way it was all run by some teenager in his bedroom, right? This is the story of Shiny Flakes.
Shiny flex.
In 2013, on a Friday night in Leipzig, students were partying hard, celebrating the end of school. Loud music, drinks everywhere. Everyone was having the time of their life. Everyone except Max.
Except
Just a
Max.
few streets
Ooh, is
away,
that the name?
Max sat alone in
The
his room,
boy?
eyes locked on his computer screen.
I mean, he's trying to get
While
to
his
that
classmates
money.
made memories,
Yeah,
he
just give
was
him my
talking to a
money.
stranger on the dark web who
Oh
went
shit.
by the name Dummes Schwein.
What kind of? I mean, German name. Silk Road. Chapter
Max was still
2.
a teenager when he first found Silk Road, a secret website where you could buy anything: illegal drugs, fake IDs, hacking tools, all just a few clicks away. Max started
Crazy.
exploring. He was shocked, but also curious. The site looked messy. The photos were blurry. Some sellers couldn't even spell. But one thing stood out: people were making serious money. So
Shit.
Max started reading the reviews.
Not bad.
Hundreds of listings, thousands of ratings, endless comments. Max wasn't just clicking around anymore. Now, he had questions. Big ones. He found forums where people shared it all: prices, delivery tricks, and ways to stay invisible. This wasn't just about websites, it was real business talk. How much dealers paid for a gram, and how much they sold it for. Max was shocked. Sometimes the price doubled or even tripled. He realized the idea of Silk Road was brilliant, but the execution, not so much. Max believed he could do
I
it
mean,
better,
you feel me?
cleaner,
All I know about the Silk
faster,
Road is about the.
smarter. While
Wasn't that
others
road
just
back
browsed,
in
he studied every detail. To
Roman
stay hidden,
time?
he learned how to use
And that
Bitcoin.
was the only
He
road where you
studied
could
everything
trade
about
stuff.
paying
I don't know. That's
fines,
what I know.
but he didn't rush. At first, he made a few small orders
Oh,
to
so
learn
he
more
knew it.
about the
Nah,
system.
I mean, yeah,
He
people know
watched
about
it all:
Bitcoin way
delivery times,
back.
packaging tricks, every little detail mattered. But then, something big happened. Silk Road was gone,
Oh
shut
shit.
down by the FBI. To Max, that wasn't the end. It was an opportunity.
To make his
If they
own.
could take down the biggest dark web store in the world, Maybe he could build the next one, a better one,
Mm,
not just a seller, a real brand,
like
a real
Amazon.
drugstore like Amazon, but hidden on the dark web. It might have felt like a game, but Max knew better. One mistake, and the
And then you
police
go
could
to
find him.
jail.
But not this time. The police car was heading to the house party, where some of Max's classmates were getting caught with illegal goods. Max didn't look like someone who would break the law. He grew up in a normal, middle class family. Nothing stood out, nothing strange. No one could have imagined he was about to launch a drug empire. The website felt
Crazy.
polished. It didn't feel illegal. It felt professional.
Mm,
It looked more like Airbnb than a dark website.
that's how they
Before Tesla
gotcha.
or Uber made clean design cool, Max was already using it to stand out. Then one night, he posted the link. Shiny Flakes was online. He still remembered the first one. One small box, carefully packed, dropped in a mailbox like nothing special. His heart was racing. Nothing happened. No police, no questions. Just an email the next day. That's when he knew it worked. Max packed every order by hand. He made fake return addresses, then dropped them in lockers across the city. And he did it all from his parents' house. To them, he was just always on the computer. They'd hear the keyboard at night. They thought he was studying. But behind that screen, something big was growing. And this was just the beginning.
The
One
pickup.
Monday morning, Max jumped out of bed with a plan. He checked his phone. One of his biggest orders was on the way. Just an hour left. Too risky for the usual pickup. So he picked a random address nearby. He threw on a hoodie, kept his head low, and walked to the building like he belonged there. With the tracking code on his phone, he waited outside, calm and casual. Right on time, the delivery guy pulled up with the box. Max stepped up with confidence.
Hey, that's for my uncle. He isn't home right now.
He said with a smile. He gave the address, showed the tracking screen. The courier glanced at the name, then at Max. A short nod, and that was it. No questions, just a signature. Max took the box and walked off like it was just another morning. Back home, he closed his door, sat down, and got to work. Max's business started growing fast.
Well,
Every
what did
day,
he do that?
more orders came in, and people liked what they got. They made sure to say it. Reviews started coming in. Max wasn't just selling drugs. He was building something people actually trusted. People trusted
A
Shiny Flakes
trusted
more than
brand.
their local dealer. They didn't have to meet anyone. They didn't have to leave their house. No
Hmm.
risk, no awkward deals. It came in the mail, like a regular package. Always on time, sealed like a birthday gift. For buyers, it felt safe. For Max, it felt smart. And once someone tried it, they usually came back. That growing demand pushed Max to scale up. He started buying in bulk, breaking everything down into smaller amounts. He even tested the packaging himself, shaking it, squeezing it, checking how much noise it made. He swapped out loud bags for quieter ones, tried different types of tape, reprinted labels if the corners didn't stick right. Max knew one sloppy mistake could bring it all down, so he
Nah, he
didn't
was
allow
smart.
any. He sat at a small desk for hours, packing up to 50 orders a day, sometimes more. It became a system. Pay in Bitcoin, Max packs the order, drops it off using regular mail, like Deutsche Post or DHL, and Max followed his own strict rules. Never ship from the same place twice in one day. Always double check the packaging before it goes out. Soon, orders were coming from all over the world: Europe, North America, even parts of Asia. And one
Damn.
time, even Colombia. That one actually made Max laugh. A country known for exporting drugs, now ordering from a teenager in Germany.
He was like, fuck
Max
it,
was
fair
only
enough.
18 and running a full-on drug empire, like a one-man machine. That's when he realized this wasn't small anymore. But it was only a matter of time before the police noticed. Across Germany,
Chapter
police started
6.
noticing something strange. In cities across the country, people were getting caught with bags of pills. In clubs, people collapsed. Some overdosed. One was rushed to the hospital.
Oh shit.
One didn't make it. Even in school bathrooms, Pills were passed around like candy. The substances were everywhere, but no one knew where they were coming from. After Silk Road got taken down, police hoped things would slow down. But deep down, they knew someone new would take over. And now, the drugs weren't just in Germany. They
It
were
was
spreading across
worldwide.
Europe. Everything looked the same. Clean packaging, printed labels, same pills. The police knew it couldn't be a coincidence. They didn't know who was behind it, but they knew it all came from the same source.
Germany?
Bit by bit, they closed in.
Oh
Then
shit.
one day, a suspicious package showed up at the mail center. It looked like a piece of something much bigger. Not long after, police were chasing someone through the streets, a man who came to pick up that exact package. Meanwhile, Max was in his room, packing orders like it was no big deal. Inside every package, he added something special. Gummy bears. Yeah, gummy bears. It made the whole thing feel weirdly personal, and people loved it. Hundreds of reviews poured in, all praising the service. While other dealers were sloppy or slow, Max was fast, reliable, efficient. He ran his shop like a real CEO, even scoring better suppliers than some cartels. No shady middlemen, no unnecessary steps. He went straight to the source, suppliers in the Netherlands and Belgium. Both countries are known for producing some of Europe's strongest synthetic drugs. And ports like Rotterdam and Antwerp, they've become major gateways for smuggling into Europe. Every day, massive shipping containers arrive from South America. Some hide drugs, smuggled in clever, almost invisible ways. In 2023, police found 116 tons of cocaine hidden in banana
Damn.
boxes at the port of Antwerp, a new record. But not all of it came from far away. Some were made much closer to home. In recent years, Dutch police have busted hundreds of secret drug labs across the country. They're usually out of sight in quiet places. Since they're made in Europe, shipping is fast and cheap. Max knew this. With all that, Max's operation exploded.
So
At
100
one
order.
point, he was
Damn.
shipping nearly 100 orders every single day, packed by hand, sent through regular mail. Some people ordered just to see what kind of packaging he'd come up with next. At times, it felt less like a drug shop and more like a fan club. But the bigger it got, the more eyes were watching. And that brings us to the chase. Right after a man showed up to pick up his Shiny Flakes package, he took off running through the streets. He kept looking back as he ran full speed, thinking he'd lost them. But the police were still right behind him, closing in. He ran fast, jumped fences, but the police didn't stop chasing. Sirens echoed through the
Nah, he's
streets as
cooked.
the hunt continued. After a long chase, they finally caught him. On the ground, out of breath, it was over. But for the police, this wasn't just a win. They knew this could bring them one step closer to whoever was behind it all. They asked where the package came from, but he said nothing, not a word. He wasn't a dealer, not a big player, just a random guy who ordered drugs for himself. So the police searched his home, top to bottom. They checked everything: drawers, bags, his computer, even his phone. And then they found something: messages, tracking codes, photos, and links, all pointing to one strange website. That's
Shiny
when the police
Flakes.
first heard the name, Shiny Flakes. Until then, they had no idea it existed. Now, they had their first real clue.
Damn.
They knew the site was real. They knew someone in Germany was behind it.
Wait, how
They
did they know it
didn't
was
move
Germany?
right away. They first needed more proof, so they watched and waited. Every day, more packages were being shipped out. At first, Max had no idea the police were closing in. He was still making money, lots of it. But
Just,
something
just
didn't
give him
feel
my
right.
money.
He started to notice
Yeah.
strange things.
Oh,
Friends on the dark web started disappearing. There their accounts went dark. Max
Oh.
sent them messages.
Oh.
No reply. Hours later, someone else reached out. Max knew this was bad. More people were vanishing from the web. More dealers, more buyers. It felt like everyone was disappearing. He messaged one more friend. Then even Dummes Schwein went silent. Max was still selling, still making money, but something had clearly changed. No more chats, no more updates. He knew now. He had to be extra careful. Police had been watching the dark web for months. Weird packages kept showing up across Europe. They didn't know who was behind it, but little clues started to appear. Each time they caught someone picking up a package, they asked questions. Most said nothing, but a few gave small pieces of the puzzle away. Slowly, the picture started coming together.
Germany.
Most of the packages pointed back to one city, Leipzig, a quiet
Oh,
city,
crap.
nothing suspicious on the surface. But something big was hiding in plain sight. So police narrowed their focus. They started watching shipping centers, checked camera footage, mapped out the drop-offs. The pattern was clear. Then one day, everything clicked. All the pieces lined up, pointing to one place. It was time to move in on Leipzig. The city looked quiet from the outside, but inside one apartment, a teenager was running shiny flakes like a machine. He knew the risks, but he wasn't worried. He had dozens of crypto wallets hidden in different places. If things went bad, he could vanish. But Max didn't want to disappear. He wanted to grow. So he started planning something bigger. Maybe a warehouse, maybe employees, a full operation, a real company
Nah.
hidden in the shadows. Just like Gus Fring or Heisenberg in Breaking Bad, but real. Sometimes at night, he read the news. He saw other dealers getting caught. But Max didn't compare himself to them. He saw himself as a young Walter White. He wouldn't make the same mistakes. But the truth
Young
was,
Walter
the
White.
walls were already closing in. He just couldn't feel them yet. To him, it was just another morning. He had no idea it would all end today. Nothing seemed different. Nothing felt wrong.
So he didn't
But
even know it was
outside,
coming.
the trap was already set. Police had been
Damn.
planning for weeks, and now it was time. They had his name, his address, and now they were ready to move. But how did they figure it out? After Red Bull, one of Max's partners, got caught, police found a locker address in Leipzig. From there, they watched every package station in the city until one face showed up again and again. That's how they found him. Before sunrise, a team in black gathered near Max's house. They wore bulletproof vests and brought dogs. And they moved in silence. They couldn't risk Max deleting anything or getting away. Inside, Max was in his pajamas. His computer had just started up. One officer stepped forward with a black battering ram, a steel tool made to break down doors in seconds. The team held their breath. Everything had led to this moment. The first hit cracked the frame. On the second hit, the door flew open. Officers rushed inside.
Police, get on the ground!
Before he could move, they had him. They handcuffed him and took him away. But the real target was his room. At first, it looked like any other room, until they took a closer look. Stacks of shipping labels, envelopes, fake names, fake return addresses, rolls of stamps, boxes filled with pills, another box packed with gummy bears. In the closet, even more packages, all packed and ready to ship. On the desk, his laptop still open. And on the screen, the Shiny Flakes homepage still live. It was all
Damn.
there. His entire drug empire hidden in plain sight. Police couldn't believe what they were looking at. They took everything. His laptop, phones, USB drives, packaging tools, 48,000 euros in cash, and 341 kilos of drugs. He barely even
700
left the
bucks?
house. From just that bedroom, he made over 4 million euros. But what did he actually do with all that money? Well, almost nothing. He didn't live like a millionaire. No supercars, no parties, no designer clothes. Most of the money just sat there in crypto wallets and stacks of cash. So why would someone so young take that risk? Why build something so illegal just to never spend the money? In real life, Max was quiet, just another kid
Man,
behind a
he just
computer
wanted to
screen.
enjoy.
But
Little
online,
risk.
he was something else. A boss, a mastermind.
Mastermind.
He didn't just sell drugs, he built a system. Maybe that's what it was about. The challenge, the power. He was taken
Maybe.
to the station. Outside, no one had
Damn.
heard about the raid. Not yet. But soon, the world would know. Everyone thought this was the end of the story. The website was gone. The police had
What?
everything.
It's not over?
And Max was in jail. Case closed.
For how long?
Right? Well, not exactly. In court, Max got 7 years in youth custody. Most people thought he'd disappear after that. But then, something strange happened. 2 years later, he was arrested again. The police found a storage room with 17 large boxes, full of illegal drugs. It looked exactly like Shiny Flakes, all over again. The numbers were serious. 16.5 kilos of amphetamines, 2.5 kilos of hashish,
Yeah, I don't
500
know
grams
nothing
of
about
meth,
drugs.
350 grams of cocaine.
So I don't know none of this
Two
shit.
older men helped him. One handled the shipping, the other helped with legal things. But was Max even behind it? Shiny Flakes was run from his childhood bedroom. Candy Love, on the other hand, operated out of a small student apartment in Leipzig. Same system, same silence. Just a new location in the same city. People online
In the
started
same
talking
city.
again. The trial took 2 years. Max stayed in prison the whole time, waiting for the final decision. He was accused of helping run the site and building the system behind it. In the end, the court gave him 4.5 years. But the story didn't stop there. Germany's
keep
highest
going.
court stepped in. They said something important was missing, so the court ordered a new trial. And until that happens, Max is free. But then someone noticed a new site on a dark web forum. Same clean layout, sharp photos. It felt familiar. Was it Max again? Or just someone copying his style?
Probably copying.
No one really knows. And maybe we'll never find out. If you want more stories like this, just click the video on your screen now.
Next time you step in.
That was a good video. I ain't gonna lie. It was interesting. Like he was cooking. He was cooking. Nah, but y'all, he made mad money. Didn't get to use it. I mean, I guess he wanted power. You know, wanted to enjoy having the. You know, I don't know. But yeah, that's it for the video. Thank you guys for watching. Bye bye.